I'm making my first full pull at night with those lights, and they are awesome. Green, yellow, red. Oh. That was cool. I think I probably have another half a wrap left, but we're gonna call it good there because I saw a red light, and the red light means stop. Sweet. Grandpa, they take off running. And Grandma, I'm over here. Good morning. I got to sleep in a little bit today. That was nice. It's about 9:30. The Traveler should be done in an hour, I believe. So we're getting ready to go up there. I'm taking some fuel up, and I've got some stuff to install this sensors and the rest of the stuff for the pump side of this thing that we were working on. So after I got done last night, or after I went home, I checked on the website to see if it had updated it all. And it was working. So I've got it. We've got some setup and stuff to do yet. It's not working perfectly, but it's communicating data and it's doing something. So that is awesome. So let me show you a little bit. I got my iPad here and I pulled it up and I'll show you what it shows. All right, so in case you missed yesterday's video, I installed a monitoring system on our Traveler, and we've got another piece that goes on the pump yet, but the part on the Traveler is working. It's from Coda Farm Technologies, Farm HQ, and basically it's supposed to monitor the Traveler and tell me where it's at and how much it's reeled in and all of that kind of stuff. So it seems to be working right here. Now 1,241 feet, we only pulled it out 1,230, so that's not right. Anyway, it also, this 20 feet is how far it thinks it retracted. I don't quite understand, because when I pulled it out last night, it did notice and recorded how far I pulled it out. Let's see. So it shows these events. We're on showing event 1 of 100. That's the most recent one. Basically every time it gets an update. This one was at 9:21 a.m. It's 9:34, but I can click through here. Oops, maybe. And if I go back far enough, I don't know why it's doing that. But you can see the numbers changing here. That's just updates on how far it had pulled in at those different times. If I go back to where it was pulling out, there. So this was when I got done pulling. It said we were at 1,203 feet, and I was like 1,226, I think it said. So it was close there, but for some reason when it started pulling in, it reset. And so I don't know what the deal is there. We're going to figure that out. Let's just hit reset and go back to the current. The guys from Farm HQ actually already sent me an email this morning saying they noticed the same thing and that we need to do some troubleshooting and stuff. So I'll give them a call here later and we'll figure that out. Oh, my fuel's done. Well, now we got another mud hole to deal with. Fun. We're making this pull down the center lane. It is about done. Maybe a half hour, 45 minutes or so yet. Now let's check our time, our speed here. 18 is what it's supposed to be, so that's 24 inches a minute. When you get to the outer layers, it has to slow the drum down so that it doesn't pull it in too fast. So the speed readout is for when it's on the base layer. 92 feet, okay, 45 minutes. Which, yeah, that's about right. 10:30, that's about what I had figured. So we may need to check our pump and timer and stuff, but that's fine. Yeah. Here's that piece that we put on yesterday, and the email that I got this morning said that this thing vibrating may be our problem, and it is clearly vibrating, so that may be our problem. We may have to put a 90 in it and attach it to this and bend it so that it's much more solid and stable and sturdy and doesn't vibrate. I don't know. I'll call them here in a little bit. We'll see what they say. So all of this water here is actually coming out of our pipe right there, Our inline valve is right here, and I closed it, so this part of the pipe is depressurized and empty. So it kind of all drained out. But we're not going to be back down here for another 3 or 4 days anyway. Should give it plenty of time to dry up and firm up in this center lane before we have to drive down here again, because as soon as this pull's done, we're going clear down to that end to start. I had to run back to the farm and get a couple of things that I needed for installing this. Some crimp connectors, wire connectors, and a thing we're going to replace this too, because we're going to disconnect the timer switch there. So picked up the boys. The timer is just about done. The run is just about done. We're going to let it click off here, and as soon as it does, right there. There you go. How about that for timing? So we're going to actually go ahead and shut the generator down. It's the beautiful thing about what we're working with here, and I know it's 480 volt 3-phase. It's super dangerous power, but all we have to do is shut the generator off, and it's completely dead power. So, what, dude?
You said on TV, you said that's not that deep.
The river? It's not that deep. You're right.
You said there's a light.
A light?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was the sun shining on it. All right, so we are in the middle of installing this onto the pump circuit. I've got a couple of things done. One, we've got our pressure sensor put in here, so that should be good. And I got the wires over. We'll have to zip tie them up a little bit, but we've got those into this sensor. And I'm also working on the control wires. And it occurred to me while I'm working on these control wires, so that's this gray wire coming in here. We've got a common, normally open, normally closed. I got to figure out which one of those two that I need yet. And we're just hooking them in. So the way that this motor starter here works, we've got our start stop buttons, right? Start, stop. The stop button is normally closed. So when I push it, it breaks continuity and it shuts off the motor. So the way that we had this Murphy switch wired in was we took this wire where it's drawing power for that switch from up here, and we spliced into it, and we put one to the common, one to the normally open, right? Makes sense. Okay, so my thought process was, well, I'll just take those and I'll hook them in here. We'll go to the common, the same one that we had, and we'll go to the normally open. All I need is continuity. When it's running, I need continuity in this. When it's closed, or when it's shutting it off, I need it to break that continuity, and that'll basically be the same as pushing the stop switch. Then it occurs to me, well, that wire there that's coming from the stop switch has got 480 volts running through it. Am I going to fry that box? I don't know yet. I don't know. But I actually just got off the phone with David from Farm HQ, and I'm pretty sure he's one of the co-founders of the company. And I asked him about that, and he said he thought that it would be okay, but he wasn't 100% sure. He said, let me know. I said, okay, I will. And he also was walking me through some stuff with the reel as far as our mapping going, or our retract stuff going negative instead of remembering how far it had been pulled out. He thinks that sensor is vibrating too much. So we're going to modify that when we get out there, put it in a little bit different location and see if that works. But I just got to make a couple of connections here and then hook up the battery, and we are good on this end. We got to configure that thing again, and then we can go move the reel. All right, well, I've got that connected in, so we should be done in there. Last thing, we need to hook up our power wire to this battery that I brought up here. Power. All right, I'm gonna pull up the app. Let's try and do it on the iPad so you guys can watch a little bit, and we gotta configure this thing, add it to our account. All right, so I hit the new device button, and it wants to know the device, Coda device alias. And by alias, they mean, which is weird, but whatever, we'll put it in there.
We have a big problem down.
Submit.
There.
I'll show you what these boys are doing here when we're done. They're having fun. All right. Perhaps I shouldn't have shared that code with you. I don't know. Don't add it to your account, please. Okay, now we got to configure it. So we've got a pump. And in sensor 1, we have the pump pressure sensor, and we're gonna set these way up because I think we run close to 200 here. They're a little finicky on the touch screen. And Let's put this up at like 150. There. Submit. Okay, well, it seems to be there and set up. Probably take it a little while to get connected. Oh, there, it's flashing that light blue light. So that's cool. We'll see if it gives me an update in a little bit. All right, we got to go move the reel and get her set up so we can pull out another run and see if all this stuff works. So what are we doing, boys?
I'm trying to make a path for the water.
Trying to make a path for the water?
Yeah.
Where are you trying to get it to? All the way down?
No, until to that water that's 3 feet over there.
Let's see. Well, you're going to have to come back tomorrow or later because we got to go.
We're going where?
To move the traveler.
Where?
Over there, where the tractors are.
Oh, no.
Where's your shoes? Put them on. Put them on. I should have known better.
We're going to do it when we come back over.
We'll see. They did move quite a bit of mud to make the water flow from down here all the way over. Yeah. All right, we got to walk down there to the traveler. That corn doesn't look good. Documentation purposes. Just saying. Yeah, we're on our side. Okay, we've got this ready to pull. This arm here is vibrating too much, and it's because this is so flimsy. So we're going to move it and mount it right here. This is a lot more solid, and we'll just bend that so that it still catches the sensors right. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, well, that should work. I broke off my second screw because, but it is way more solid than it was before. So we're going to try that. We're going to pull the gun out now. You ready to do that? They're getting tired.
On the gun?
We gotta pull the tractor out. Okay, let's go do it.
When it's
Sort of a short pull here, but we've got some thirsty corn. We need to get it some water.
Then when it's soft, then it needs water.
Yep. We got some thirsty kids too, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, we're almost done. We can go back to the farm in a few minutes. This is the longest our generator has been off since we fired it up on Monday. So, quick oil check. Yeah, we're still good. We'll end up changing the oil every couple weeks in this. I don't know, 250 hours or so. We've got just under 100 on it now. So. Alright, well, we're going to find out if this thing blows up on me as soon as we hit the start button, I suppose. Oh, I forgot my iPad there. Remember to bring that. Alright, I shouldn't need anything. The timer's disconnected, but we gotta vacuum pump it. Let's see what happens. It didn't blow up. That's a start. The question is whether it will shut it down or not. Guess we're gonna find out. We'll plug in our injection pump. And we should have plenty of fertilizer in there for this run because it's a short one. We'll start our traveler up. And we'll watch our iPad, see if we get any updates. Okay, so it shows that our reel is pulled out 630 feet. We're actually a little bit more than that, but it's close. 642 right here, so that's good. If we're within 12 feet, I can handle that. And we'll see. Probably need it to refresh, and we'll see. We just got up to pressure. Oh yeah, look at that. Got 150 almost PSI here because we're so much closer to the pump. I know, but I want to take it home and charge it. Okay. We're so much closer to the pump, we got very little loss from our pipe distance. So that's why we're showing that. So that's good. And I'm going to just trying to watch and see if it's going to... Well, there shows the GPS on where my pump is at. 159 PSI. That was probably still it coming up to pressure. Cool, cool. It's working. It's working. All right, we're going to start this reeling in. Gonna pull this up. We're on wrap 3, so if we want 24 inches a minute, wrap 3 should be 19. It says 21. Did I get that? Yep. So we'll slow it down just a little bit. There we go. And engage. And then it starts. And we should start getting data on this. I'm going to just make sure our sensors are lined up here. They counted it on the way out, so they got to be close enough. That's wobbling way less than it was, so hopefully that'll make the difference. I feel like it could be a little bit closer maybe, but yeah, it's sensing it. The sensor light came on, so cool. All right, well, we'll see what happens. It's a little over 5 hours. This is just afternoon, so a little after 5 tonight. Oh, well, I'm back at the farm. It's about 4 o'clock now. I went home after that last run, took a nap, relaxed, ate some lunch. Everything's good. So I'm back in the office. I pulled up this Farm HQ website on the computer here just to see what I can see from here, and it's working. We're not quite dialed in perfectly yet, but this is going to be awesome once we get it figured out. So let me just show you a little bit more on how this works and the layout and everything here. Here's our field. This is the run that we are currently making. It says it's 55% complete. It's actually more than that. After I pulled it out, it started working just fine, and then it said that it shut down, and it went to 0, and then it started back up, and all of a sudden now it says there's 705 feet pulled out instead of 630, and so, and for some reason over here this bar is not keeping up with this one. It says 16.3%. I don't know what the deal is there, but I can quickly and easily see our pressures. Pressure at the pump 167, pressure at the gun 150, or at the inlet of the Traveler 150, not at the gun. So we're actually farther along than this 55%, but I talked to the guys from Farm HQ again, and they were kind of looking at it on their end and said that my cell signal is in and out. And I'm like, well, yeah, I could have told you that. There's a reason I can't do anything up there. But yeah, so we don't have good enough cell service. So they're going to actually ship me some stuff with an external cellular antenna that should solve that problem. But anyway, when it loses signal, it seems like it's resetting the gun or the retraction stuff, something. I don't know exactly, but we're making progress here. So this is just another page where you can kind of see everything that it says there's 319 feet remaining. I don't think there's actually that much. I'd be surprised if there's even 200 feet remaining. We're going to go up in a little bit, so you can click on the field, and there you can see all 3 runs that we've made. Now the thing is, these 2 runs, they're not right. This one here we pulled to the north, this one we pulled to the east, and they were sort of showing backwards. You know, the curved end should be on the far end where we pulled it out, like this bottom one is showing here. So at one point I figured out how to rotate those, but it appears to not have saved. So we're still figuring that out as well. But this should keep pretty good records once we get everything dialed in. It's just taking a little bit of time to get everything dialed in. We're up here in the field, and I'm driving down the center lane. We irrigated this morning right here. Just trying to see how far out there it reached. You can't really see it. But this is that center lane where we pulled overnight last night, and it's damp, but the sand here, that water really soaks in. Corn looks good though. It's not stressed right now. It's growing. Kind of losing our sun today, which is okay because there's a chance of rain tonight and tomorrow, so we're really hoping that it rains. But man, when this corn is getting full sun for a week at a time and we can add some moisture to it and just keep everything going, it grows fast. Our reel is got about 45 minutes left. It was moving a little slow, and I don't know why. It was adjusted right when I left, but for some reason it was down to like 20 inches a minute instead of 24, so it's behind. So I sped it up some. We'll get it done in 45 minutes, and then we'll get it moved. We have plans tonight, so we're trying to get it done and running so that I can have a social life. crop touring. My goodness, that is a far throw. That is crazy impressive. So we've still got that 1.28 inch nozzle in, and we're pushing almost 80 pounds here. We probably should put our bigger nozzle in, because that is a long ways to throw water, and makes the pump work harder when you got higher pressures and everything else. So maybe when we're done with this run and we get the pump shut off, we'll swap that out, put the 1.38 nozzle in, and we should still have close to 70 pounds of pressure and get a little more volume. Yeah, it'll be good. All right, we're just about done here. I have to help that cart up over the pipe. We parked a little bit farther. Usually I park with the stabilizers hitting over the pipe. This time I stayed out a little bit, so the cart has to get up over it. So this is supposed to sense when this reel shuts off and then send a signal to the pump to shut the water off. They said it takes about 3 minutes for it to realize that it's off. Or I can go into the app on my phone and do it manually. So we might just do that, because I don't know if I want to wait 3 minutes. It didn't shut it down. Give it a second. Cell signals being what they are and all.
Go super tall.
Yep. All right, we got to look and see how many feet we pulled out. The app says 1,050. I think that's pretty close considering how much is left on the reel. 1,066. Yep, that's pretty close.
Where?
So we gotta.
Where are they, Dave?
It says it on the hose, bud. All right, we got to go start up our pump. There's a seal leaking down there that I want to go and fix before we do it. We left the lights on the gator, and I forgot to change that nozzle before we went out. So we'll take it with us and we'll go run and do that stuff while the pipe's off, and then we'll start it up. All right, well, we fixed our leak, changed out our riser cap, changed out our nozzle. Time to start up the pump, start up the Traveler, and get the heck out of here. This is a pretty full run. I haven't done the math on 1,060 feet yet, but it's got to be close to 8-9 hours. So middle of the night, yeah, kind of 4 or 5 in the morning probably. Oh, hey. Well, we kind of just left things there, and I just left, and now we're back. It's 3 a.m. The Traveler just shut down. I just got the notification on my phone from the Farm HQ thing right as I was pulling into the field. So our pump shutdown sequence still not working, but we're close. We're gonna hit the button and we'll move it. So we actually went to the lake this evening. Some friends of mine were having some fireworks, 4th of July party. Invited us out. They lived on a lake. We took the boat. It was a good time. Anyway, Traveler's done in this lane. I'm gonna shut this valve off. We're gonna get it unhooked, and we're gonna pull up to the last lane that we have not watered in yet. We got 2 more runs to finish the field. There was just some lightning to the west. I should check the radar. There's a chance of rain, but I kind of thought it was past and we were gonna miss it. We're gonna start it up anyway because but I would love for it to rain right now. All right, well, we're pulling. I looked at the radar. There is rain, maybe 30 miles from here, but it's sort of dissipating and there's not a ton of it. So we're just gonna start it up. We'll see what happens. If we get an inch of rain, we'll come shut her down, middle of the run. But I'm pretty skeptical. This is a full pull. Should pull right out to the end rows, like where we started. I did turn my lights on. All should be good. Okay, well, it's pulled out and I fired the pump back up. We're gonna go start the Traveler. This one's kind of right in the way of our lane to get in and out of the field, so sometimes we have to either go all the way around or go through the river. Oh, we're gonna have a leak here, aren't we? I can already hear it. Just a little one. We need a new riser cap there. Both of these first two. Yeah, they're wore out apparently. You can't see me. Anyway, this Coda Farm Tech thing, it's going to be really, really nice. That time there, it told me, why is that like that? It told me exactly when it was done, and that all is working good. The only thing we don't have right now is communication between the reel and the pump to shut the pump down when it's done. So hopefully we'll get that figured out here soon, and we'll go from there. Hopefully it rains tonight. We don't have to worry about it for a few days. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great night. I'm sorry that this one's probably coming out late. It's 3:30 a.m. I haven't edited it yet. I don't know if I want to do it right now. So it comes out when it comes out, and we'll see you again from Tuesday morning. So have a great night, everybody. Questions, comments, leave them down below. See ya. Now what do I do? Now what do I do? It's raining. Do I leave it go or do I shut her down? I don't know. We're shutting it down. Here's the radar. I don't know, right or wrong. We're shutting it down. We'll start it back up tomorrow if it doesn't amount to anything.